Have you ever wanted to paint but afraid it's too difficult? Well, in this video we're doing a painting that is super easy. There's no blending, no layering, no complicated technique. So no excuses, let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna grab a paper and a pencil. I wanna start around here-ish. I'm adding a curve and then another curve connecting to the top of the first one. And I'm gonna repeat the same process but making it slightly longer. Let's add another one slightly smaller and point to the right side. And then I'm gonna go brrr, and draw another bunch of grass. But this time I'm only draw two things of grass, making it look a little bit less repetitive. Speaking of repetitive, I'm gonna repeat this whole process over and over again until I reach the other side of the paper. Okay, that's looked too much like a demon hand. Let's try that again. Well, that's good enough. And another squiggly line, some more grasses. I'm making everything lower and lower as I go. If you want to skip the drawing part and just want to go straight into the painting, I'll put the line art download link in the description. Okay, so now I'm starting the second section of the grass around halfway from that first section to the bottom. I'm doing pretty much the same thing here, I'm just gonna go a little bit faster. The line art actually look a lot cleaner and better now that I'm not very careful with them. Finishing up the second row. And let's adding this last section of the grass. Let's add some tiny little grass that a little bit above the section. And here's half of the drawing. Alright, so for this top part, we're gonna draw some clouds. And it's gonna look kind of like the top half of a semicircle. And I'm gonna start out with a big curve. Then the next one gonna be slightly smaller. Then a medium-sized curve. Now we're gonna add a big one. Okay, then I'm gonna draw pretty much the same thing on the other side. I'm just adding a bunch of different curves next to each other of different sizes. Okay, now let's add some smaller clowns within this big clown. These may look like a bunch of different little clouds, but they are actually all connecting it to each other into like a big section. I'm running a little bit out of space here, so the top part of this curve gonna be a little weird. Let's add one more section down here on the right, and then connecting that to the top section. So that's the cloud. For the sky here, I'm gonna divide it into three different sections, but instead of going brrr, the line is more slow and wavy. And we're gonna draw two of those lines. Right, here comes the first one. We're gonna go above the cloud. And our second line is gonna cut through this cloud. Ta-da! So that's the drawing. Now let's go grab some paints. So we're definitely gonna need white, primary blue, lemon yellow, primary Magneta, and paint gray. I'm just grabbing some pure white here and I'm going to use this to fill out the outer section of the cloud. The white is pretty close to the paper white, so it may be a little bit hard to see on the camera, but trust me, it's there. Okay, so it didn't look like it changed a lot, but it's a very important step in this painting, so just bear with me for a little bit. Let's add some blue to this mixture, get a light bluish color, and putting this down on this bottom part of the sky, covering the pencil sketch underneath. Let's add a little bit more blue for the next sky section. Even though we're not doing any blending, I still want the sky to have some sort of gradient, so that's why we're mixing a light blue to a darker blue to create that gradient. And a little bit more blue one last time for the top part. Let's add some Magneta to this light blue mixture to create a light purplish color. Something like this. Putting this down on the bottom part of the cloud. This is why I want all the little clouds to be connected into one big section so I can just fill in the whole section with one color. So now we're mixing a light green color with some yellow and blue and white. The grass is going to be the opposite of the sky, where the lightest section I'm painting is going to be on the top part, and as I go down it will get a little bit darker. I'm painting around those little tiny grass sections that floating in the middle, because those will be part of the lower section color. Okay, I'm grabbing some blue here to darken the color for the lower grass. Let's start out with the standalone grass first, then fill in the rest of the section. Again, leaving out those tiny floating little grass. And the last part is going to be a dark green, so I'm adding some more blue here and a little bit more paint gray. Some yellow. And after adding a bunch more blue and paint gray, we got this. I'm filling in the last section here. And we are done-ish. Okay, hear me out. This is done. This is a finished painting with no blending, no layering, and no complicated technique. However, if you're feeling fancy, there's a little bit more we can do. First, let's grab a small brush and some pure white paint. I'm drawing some birds that are flying in and out of the clouds. Okay, birds may sound complicated, but I'm literally just adding some heart shape. Adding some more, flying to the sky far, far away. One more on the right side. If you like something a little bit more challenging, check out my voiceover painting tutorial playlist. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more videos like this. Other than that, I'll see y'all later. Bye!